What's up, guys? So we made it back to the property. Most of the snow's gone. We still got a little bit, but it's clear enough for us to get through now. As you can see, it's snowing right now, but this stuff's supposed to blow over. We're going to go ahead and remake these sets that we fired the other day, and we're going to put in a couple more. So stay with us. So here's our first set. It's right on the side of the road. Alright, most of these sets are. It's a dirt hole. I'm going to get this remade and I'll show you when I'm done. There's the first application of wax dirt. I put a little peat moss under the pan like I normally do because that wax dirt is really fine. It will get under your pan and prevent it from firing. So a little peat moss under the pan, a little wax dirt under the trap and to cover the trap so it won't freeze in. I'm going to get some of this dirt sifted over top of it to blend it in and bait and lure this hole. We're going to move on, but I'll show you the finished set when I get it done. Finished set. We're going with some Federalis and Boss Dog in here. Alright, we'll move on to the next one. And here we've got one of our flat sets redone. Put the wax dirt to that one. We've got this one lured with some Evanescence and Reaper Coyote Gland. And it's right down this trail, right on the side of this four-wheeler trail. There's my helper. Oh, let's get moved to the next one and I'll show you what we got. So it's been about a week since we came up here. And we had, I don't know, 6 or 8 inches of snow. A lot of it's still here. Most of it's melted. This is why I use peat moss. That is relatively dry. Alright, that will keep your sets working. Eventually that stuff will get wet. That's why I've made some wax dirt this year. But peat moss is hard to beat and I still use it under my pans. That's why. Let me get this dirt hole set remade and I'll show you the finished product. Alright, we got our trap rebedded. I've got peat moss inside the jaws and up under the pan. I'm going to cover this whole thing with wax dirt to prevent that layer of crust freezing over top of my trap jaws. I'm going to get this thing baited and lured, and blended back in, and I'll show you the finished product. And there's the finished set. I got some Soul Taker and Hellfire at this set. It's one of my favorite combinations. Let's move on to the next one. And here's another flat set. It actually turned into more of a urine post set. Something had uncovered this trap scratching around. I assume a coyote after it peed here. So we're definitely going to remake this set. And I'll show you once we get it done. Well, it looks like the sun's going to be out for a few minutes. That's a welcome change. Anyway, here's the finished flat set. Got that blended back in. This is lured with some beaver castor and some Reaper Coyote Gland. That seemed to be the ticket last time, so we'll see what we get. Well, that's just as I expected. 2 traps were fired. Not here to guard my ribs. And they have dug up and taken my ribs. The only thing left is my steak. I think I'm going to turn this into a dirt hole and remake the set. I'll show you when I get it done. So I threw another chunk of that same funky meat down in that hole there. And I dug this whole area up here like something's been digging. Ideally, they'll realize they've missed a piece down in the hole. I left that root right there, just scratched it up, so that's even more eye appeal. That nice white, something's definitely been digging around in there. My trap, I took the 2 traps out. I had 2 traps, one here and one here. Now I've got one just about there. Alright. We're going to move on to the next one. And here we got another dirt hole set. This is right in front of this brush pile, and we're out here in this field down from the cabin. And just down there where that snow's at, that's where we caught that black coyote. So we've got to remake that set yet. But let me get this one done first and I'll show you when I get it finished. And there's the finished set. Lots of dirt kicked around like something's been digging. I've baited that hole with federales and boss dog. We're gonna move on to the next one. And here's our pipe dream set. I threw some peat moss under the trap, peat moss under the pan, and I got wax dirt right there on top. I actually had to cut through about an inch of frozen ground to redig this trap bed. So that's why I made some wax dirt. I'm gonna get this thing blended in and bait and lure that pipe, and I'll show you the finished product. And there's the finished set. I even sifted a very light coating of snow around to make it look like it's been here for a little while. I've got some Hellfire and Mouse Massacre in the hole. We'll see what we get.